I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Sonya Looney. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Oh, it's a great night. I'm doing well.
Okay, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now, Sonya?
I am in British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, sweet. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
I'm a world champion mountain biker.
Yeah! Yeah! As well as a podcaster, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I got to listen to your podcast a couple of days ago. Pretty amazing stuff. Pretty fun, right?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I like to talk to people who are inspiring and who are experts in their fields, and I love talking about mindset and nutrition.
Yeah, and wine, right? Well, the conversation I listened to, you guys were talking to owners of a winery.
Yeah, we talked about entrepreneurship and how you can contribute to your community.
Yeah, that impacted me tremendously, my friend. That impacted me tremendously. I mean, this guy is like giving so much to the community, to the college that's around. That impacted me. Thank you for the work you do.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
So who did you learn this skill from? This skill of championship, this championeering style from? Who did you learn that from?
I kind of learned it from myself, because the more you do, the more you realize that you can do. And confidence is built on achieving small goals one after the other, and it builds an entire pyramid. And then suddenly you realize that you're able to do really big things, and it makes you believe in yourself.
So true. And why will you continue? I mean, there are the bumps in the road, right? Or the mountains. Why will you continue?
Because what other option do you have?
What other option is there?
Yeah, like seriously, when you don't give yourself the option to give up or to quit, it makes it really easy because you've already made up your mind. The decision's already been made. If you give yourself the option to quit or the option to do something different, it confuses you because now your brain has to trigger back and forth between should I or shouldn't I. But if you said I'm doing this, there is no other option.
Yeah. And for those that are in transition and growing into this, what would you suggest to them?
I would say set reasonable goals, and instead of focusing on the end point of the goal, set a daily actions and focus on those, all the things that you need to do to get to that point. And the end point isn't always controllable. You can't control the future. You can't predict the future, but you can control your process. So focusing on what you need to do to get there is what you really need to be focusing on instead of the end.
Love it. Sonya, in 3 minutes, you've offered gold. Appreciate it tremendously. Tell us where we can connect with you to find out more of what you do, please.
Yes, definitely come to my Instagram. It's @LooneySonya, and I answer personally every single message and comment, and also my website, SonyaLooney.com. And you can find my podcast on there too, so I'd love to hear from you guys.
Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently, Sonya, over the last 3 years.
I'm committed to personal growth, so I'm always doing things to try to learn more about myself and to challenge myself. And again, my podcast is about that, but I love reading books that teach me about why we do the things that we do, and then finding a way to implement that in our daily life by choosing a challenge. And the challenge doesn't have to be something physical. It doesn't have to be running a marathon or doing a mountain bike race. It can be maybe talking to somebody that you've been afraid to talk to, or changing jobs, or even just dealing with family relationships. And there's so many different ways that we can have personal growth in our life, but you have to do it by trying and by knowing what your expectations are.
How does it make you feel?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, whenever you are committed to growth, life is never boring. And for me, that's what gives my life meaning is challenge. And people ask me, well, what drives you? And I get bored when I'm not challenged or if everything gets too easy. So I think that committing to that and understanding that it's going to be uncomfortable and that's okay is really important to realize in your life. And it's basically just living intentionally.
Do you find yourself planning spaces for you to be off the goal seeking time? Do you do that?
It's something that I've been working on. It doesn't come naturally to me. Like today I went to an acupuncture appointment and I had to lay there without a phone, without music, without anything for 30 minutes and I couldn't move. And it's important to incorporate times in your day where your brain isn't thinking, where your body isn't striving, because you burn out if you don't do that. And our body really, we get better when we're resting. So the hard work is part of the process, but if you can't rest, you won't recover from the stress. So my friends that write the book Peak Performance say stress plus rest equals growth, and a lot of us miss out on the rest element.
Yeah. Took me a while to understand the rest part as well, but I definitely endorse what you're saying. The rest definitely helps. As sad as it sounds, right? It's like, could we keep going, right? But most definitely the rest is a very intricate part of the elements that make growth possible. Well, amazing audience, we are live with Sonya Looney. My apologies. Amazing audience, we are live with Sonya Looney, and she is the podcast, so she is the host. Ooh, what's going on with my thoughts, Sonya? She is the podcast host of the Sonya Looney Show. Sonya, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Sonya, what is your earliest childhood memory?
The earliest childhood memory? I would have to say playing with my friend across the street. She was my best friend, and it's a very distinct memory, but just being together. But I'd say the most definable one I could remember is the first time I rode my bike without training wheels, and that's obviously going to be a notable memory because of my career. But I remember my dad used to run behind me pushing my bike, and I always thought he was there. And then I looked behind me one day and saw that he wasn't there, and that I was riding my bike all on my own. And a lot of us can have these memories of that thing where our parents were always supporting us, and finally we were on our own. And I promptly crashed after that because I thought I wouldn't be able to do it without my dad. But that's another great example of just how our minds hold us back, and how you can actually do things if you can change your perception of what you're doing.
And in this memory, how old do you think you were?
I was probably 7.
Okay. All right. Cool. I love the way you connected the dots. Wonderful. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
12 years old. It was probably a song by Bush, probably like Glycerine, or maybe something by The Offspring.
All right. So well, Sonya, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Sonya, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Sonya, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
As many people as I can.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More than 8.
All right, Sonya, if you had to share with us a statement that represents Sonya Looney, your own unique real statement, what would you say that is?
Be brave, do epic shit.
Sonya Looney, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I'd say if there's something that you want to do, go get started. Life's too short.
Love it. Sonya Looney, this was a great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.